Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever! Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be part 4 of our Make Britain Great Again campaign. And I have gone ahead and enabled two things. Number one, I have enabled the ability for me to basically get every single vehicle at any point during this run. So, this fella here is going to turn around and go back to the depot, because what I'm going to do is pop into said depot and get myself a multiple unit train. This one here. I love this thing, and I'm going to keep on using it because I can. So we're going to buy it, and it's going to eventually be sent out onto the line once this fella gets back into the depot. So we're going to apply you to the London-Birmingham line. I said London-Birmingham line. There you go. And then you're going to be sold. So there we go. That's that train heading out onto the line. Hopefully going to do a great job. We shall certainly see. What I also got was a mod from the workshop that gives me a bunch of new stations, which are pretty cool. So we have some new bus stations. We have some new cargo stations. Some of these are kind of for inner city stuff. So cargo. So this one, basically, as you can see, is set up for, I believe, 2 trucks. If we have a quick look, 2-lane city cargo station, which is basically designed to replace this one, I think. Maybe not that one. I think it's designed to replace this one. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is maybe set up to replace that. I think it is. Yeah, it is set up to replace that one. We also have a 10-lane truck parking unit that I don't think can actually carry any items. I think that's just designed to be put like next to an airport or something. This one's sort of designed for the countryside, I think. This one is a single-lane cargo station, so that's a very, very small one. Then this is also sort of an industrial / countryside one. Then in terms of the bus stations, we have a 2-lane bus or tram station. We have a 4-lane bus or tram station as well. And I can, of course, add the tram tracks in there, and it would basically just be a tram station. So those exist. I don't know if I'm going to use them necessarily, but they certainly exist, and I might get some use out of them eventually, but not just yet. Because for the time being, I'm just happy that I have my my trains working. Especially this one. I'm so happy this one's back. It's just perfect. I love it. Looking at my trains, still sitting on 7.47 million from the Plymouth London Norwich line. London to Birmingham's on 431,000 at the moment, which is interesting because I don't know how the money for it went up there. Okay, whatever. That's no big deal. We have a lot of people waiting in here, which is always beautiful to see. I think what we'll go ahead and do is start paying off even more of the loan. So we'll bring myself down to about 20 million. We'll go to about 15 million. There we go. So my loan's down to $56.0 million. And whilst I have the opportunity, I think I want to go ahead and attempt to get a train. Oh, what way do I want to do this? See, what I'm thinking is I could do London, Birmingham, Liverpool as a line. Like, that is a thing I could do, and then have Birmingham directly to Leeds through the mountain. And then Liverpool on up to Edinburgh and Glasgow. And then up to Inverness. That is a thing I could probably do. I'm just sort of torn on whether or not I want to do that. I do think over here, the way I'm going to do this, though, is set up a pretty much a dead-end train station. This place has grown so much. It really, really has. It's kind of ridiculous to look at, in a good way. I also want to go ahead and turn off the not profits thing. What is it? What is this even called? The costs. That's exactly what that tab's called. So, for a train here, it is probably just going to have to go up here. If we're honest, it is probably going to just have to go. Well, actually, in saying that, I don't know if there's anywhere I can put a train around here. Because it's very hilly. No, I can't actually. I can get one there. I can get one there as well. No, it doesn't. It works there. which I guess is going to have to do. So, yeah, we'll throw a train station there. I'll do 240 meters and 2 tracks, and we'll throw it just... oh, it's unable to align the terrain. I guess it is a bit too long, that one. It can go there, though, so that's going to have to do. So, yeah, that can go there. And we'll bring this medium straight sort of over like that. Now, that's apparently too much slope, which is a problem. That's also apparently too much slope, which is also a problem. That's not apparently too much slope, which is less of a problem. But let's see if I can get this to look all nice and neat. Can I get that to just go straight up there? I actually can. Which is gonna have to do, I guess. What is the coverage in that station then? So it's not great, but that's probably fine. Coverage on you could be better, that's for sure. But I think what I'll do is I will set up a couple of bus stops. So one down there, then to there, then I think to there. No, actually, go to there, then about there. So I should be able to set up a line that's gonna go from that stop to that stop to that stop, then that one. Then it should come back around and go to there. And then back to that one. So that should be fine. And that is going to be the Aberystwyth, or whatever it was, the Abe loop. There we go. So that's going to be set up like that. And then this is going to link through and around. I think we'll link that to Birmingham. I think that's maybe a good idea. We'll link it to Birmingham, and then we'll have the Birmingham line continue off to Liverpool. Not entirely sure what the best way to do that's going to be, but we're going to see. My worry is that the Birmingham line, having Birmingham to Liverpool, is potentially going to reduce the number of people that use... No, it shouldn't really reduce it. We should be fine. So, let's get... What have we unlocked? We have the double-deck train car. Okay. Don't think I'm going to be looking into that anytime soon. What I will do is go ahead and see if I can get this... oh, this is going to be tricky, this one. This is going to be real tricky. I can get it there, but that's not really as close to everything as I'd like. Can I get it there? I actually can, which is a little bit more on point for where I'd like it. Expensive to place, obviously, but a little bit more on point. What if I bring this road back? Can I get the station in there? Not really. Okay, let's rotate it that way a little bit. That way a little bit. No, none of that's gonna work. Okay. I reckon if it was a smaller platform, it would probably work, but I guess it can sort of just live over there. Which is possibly raised up a little bit too much is my worry. Huh. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually get a train up to that. Let's see. I could, I guess, just throw it there. No. I don't really know where to put this one. It's a tricky one. It is definitely a tricky one, because bringing a train line up to that is just... I'd have to do a bridge, wouldn't I? Maybe bulldoze that road and throw it there. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's fine. Unfortunately, it does mean I'm going to have to do a pretty big bus loop, but if I go from there to the station to there, out to there, then up to about there, and to about there. Okay. That should work. Then if we set up a new line, we can first off move that, and we start down there on Victoria Road, going directly to Liverpool Transfer, going to Park Lane, going up to Albert Road, going to South Street, going to West Street, and that's pretty much it. So then we can set that up as Liverpool Loop, and that should work. That should be able to work. We're just gonna have to see. I also need to upgrade this station to have the correct type of track, but let's just bring this through and see what we can do. So that's gonna be a little bit costly, but it can keep up a decent amount of speed. It's also gonna be a very short section of track, but that's gonna have to do. Bring it over to it there. In fact, can I just connect this straight through? No, connection's not possible because of this stretch of road, so let's pause the game and delete those two stretches of road, and I should just be able to continue this straight to there. And I should pretty much be able to continue this. Now, interesting that's making a tunnel. I don't mind, I like tunnels. I do like me a good tunnel. So we're going to continue that up to here, and straight into the Liverpool station, which can then continue through at some other point, and we can take Liverpool up to, probably Glasgow. Maybe both Glasgow and Edinburgh. We're not going to take it over to Leeds because that's not a reasonable distance. What we might end up doing is having a line that goes from Norwich separately up to Leeds. So you could go from London to Norwich, transfer, and go up to Leeds. We could probably do similar with Birmingham, to be honest. But I'm not all that interested in doing that just yet. What I do, of course, need to do is reconnect this little section of street, so that can sort of go to there, and that looks fine to me. And then we just need to connect around to the what was the pronunciation? It was Aberystwyth. Okay, and if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I don't care. I'm pronouncing it. That's more than I was doing. So you're gonna have to deal with that. All right, now here's the question: can I get this to just nicely overlap? It sort of looks like it, doesn't it? Question is, like, how reasonable is it of me to actually do this? Like, can I just get the trains to sort of snap together like that for a bit? I much prefer this idea of just having them snap together, because it means I can have them cross over later down the line. Later down the line, it's a train. Get it? Yeah, hopefully you did. That was a good joke. I'm glad I've almost got 100,000 subscribers for making jokes like that. Ugh. Okay, let's do this. And this is, I think, the point where we're going to have this cross over towards Aberystwyth. So I wanted to go there. And I'm intentionally having it slow down quite a lot, because I think this is a fairly dangerous thing to do. So in terms of signals, my trains are always going to be in the right. So I'd have one stop there, and I'd have this one stop there. Then this one might need to stop there, and this one might need to stop there. So in theory, that should work with those signals. As for this train line, it needs to run in there, so that's going to have to cross over that road a little bit. So we are going to be apparently building a bridge, which is a bit weird looking, honestly. A little bit weird looking, and quite expensive to do. Do I want a bridge there? Not really. Definitely not really. It's way too tall as well. Jeez. Maybe we don't do the bridge. Can I bring this back at all? I can bring it to there. It's still going to try and do a bridge. Maybe I just sort of have it loop around like that, which is hopefully a thing I can do with this bit of track. It might be too curvy. No, it seems fine. Alright, so can I have this crossover? I can. It's going to create a weird bump in that road, though, which is a bit too steep. So apparently that's too much slope. I don't believe there is such a thing as too much slope, but okay. Let's maybe bring this back then. And maybe I am just going to have to do a bridge. Now apparently that works, but that looks ridiculous as well. Now that actually works, but again, looks ridiculous. But honestly, I'm going to have to deal with it, because I think it's the best I'm going to really get. So take that over this way. We are going to need to do some kind of miracle with this. So bring it around here. How on earth am I going to make this actually work? Because it needs to connect to there, which is apparently going to have to be a bloody big, ridiculous looking bridge. Can I do something that's not a bloody big, ridiculous looking bridge, please? Like, can I get that to work? That's a bit of a smaller, ridiculous looking bridge. And I think, honestly, that's what I'm going to have to do. I think this is on so much of a hill that I don't really have a choice. So bring this just the whole way back. Like so. And bring it a little bit further around. And then, of course, take it over to link up there. Alright. Isn't that good? Isn't that better? Yeah, I got it done. Good job, guys. Glad I've got almost 100,000 subscribers to celebrate this kind of thing. And can I just take a moment? I haven't mentioned this in any video. I haven't mentioned my subscriber count really anywhere but Twitter in a long time. I do just want to thank everybody for like the support the channel's been getting recently. I am constantly blown away by these things, even if I don't really talk about it. And I mean, the reason I don't really talk about it is because I don't know how to talk about it. Because I don't want to sound like, yeah, look at me, yeah. Guys, I've got like 100,000 subscribers. I'm obviously a big deal. Like, that's not it, you know? It's hard to talk about because people try and bring up like awkward topics of conversation. It's like, it's really cool. It's just difficult to talk about. And it's a difficult job to explain. Like, I've tried explaining to my grandparents for the last 6 years. What? So, here's the thing, right? I've been doing YouTube for like 6 years, not on this channel, but I've been doing it for a long time on various channels on and off. And trying to explain to anybody really what it is can be tricky. It's like, oh yeah, I lock myself in my bedroom for hours on end and yell really loud. It's a weird one. It's a weird thing to do is YouTube. It is becoming a bit more normal though, which is good. But trying to explain to like my grandparents what it is, or my family in general, or just anything like that, it's always a tricky one. But you know, it's all good. It's all good. I think that's pretty much set up the way I want it to be. Let's put a signal there and there, and a signal there and there. Then we need a few signals done this way, don't we? So there and there and there and there, and then a few before. No, I don't really think I need any more in there actually. That should be fine, right? That should totally be fine. I think what I might need to do is set up a section of track that can go that way, just like that. And then like that as well. So those trains can nicely overlap. And I think that should be fine. I think what I'd also like to do is bring this bit of track over here. For no other reason than I want to make it nice and easy to get trains onto that track. So doing something like that seems like an easy way to do it. And then bringing this around to here. And connecting it to like there. So that means it's going to be nice and easy to send trains down the line on the various lines that we have here. So, London to Birmingham is going to change a little bit. We're going to add a station. So it's going to go London to Birmingham to Liverpool. So we're going to rename that and add the /live in there. Just like so. The frequency's not up to 4 minutes, but that should be okay. Then what we're going to do is create a new line that's going to go Birmingham to here. And it's interesting that it's going in that way, but I think it is mostly staying on the 2 bits of track, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So it comes around this way, it swings around there, and then it switches to the 1 section of track for that last leg, which is a little bit annoying, but we're going to have to deal with it. It's probably only going to be 1 train on this anyway. So this is going to be another train line going from Birmingham to Aberystwyth. There we go. So we're going to need to get a new train for that, which I can get where exactly? Oh, there's the depot. Okay. So that's going to be another one of the trains that I absolutely adore. Whether or not it works, I mean, we'll see. I think I'm making enough money that I don't need it to work. I would like it to. But we'll buy that, and we're going to set it on the new line. There we go. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this working. So it's moving out, which is great. And it's moving through there. And it's picking up speed, which is beautiful, beautiful stuff. And we do have people waiting here already. No one's actually currently wanting to... actually, no, they might be wanting to go to Liverpool. It's difficult to know. But this train's going to pull through here. And it's going to stop in, but it's not actually, you know... Oh, what are you dropping off? Let's have a look. 494k worth. All right, all right. Here's what we're going to need to do. Now that we have this train, we need to pause, I realize. And what I need to do is swap out my London to... or Liverpool to Leeds. No. Birmingham to Liverpool as a line needs to be sold and then deleted. And then we need to fill out the Aberystwyth and Liverpool loops. And we also need to get rid of Liverpool to Aberystwyth as well. So sell the buses and delete. All right. So we need some new buses. Let's go to the nearest depot, which I do believe is up here, and buy some road vehicles. So passenger, we're going to go for this fella, since it's a bit slower than the Icarus, but can carry more people. And we're going to set 2 of those to go to the Aberystwyth loop. And I'm going to get 3 of them to go on the Liverpool loop. So hopefully that's going to do some good stuff. That's the dream anyway. So there we go. There's me buses heading out. I actually think I want to pause for a second. I want to just recolor some of my lines. So my Aberystwyth loop is going to be... Honestly, I think it might actually just be yellow. I think we'll go bright yellow on that. Which is not changing much on that bus, but it gives it a nice yellow line. And then the... since the... I think any English buses... I might make them... Oh, I don't know. I think maybe red. I don't know. And then the Scottish buses could be... Well, the Northern Irish buses would be kind of... I don't know. Blue, red probably. I mean, they're actually blue, most of them. Except for the ones in Belfast, which are like pink. I don't know why. I don't know. Let's just... No, we're one company. This is one company running their buses across the United Kingdom and the trains. Our road vehicles are not going to be different colors. The trains, I can't change the colors of, but the Aberystwyth loop is run by my company, and it's going to be orange. All right, that's the way this is working. Then the Birmingham loop is... currently using the Icarus buses. I don't think I can change the color of them, which is unfortunate, but whatever. We'll swap those out to be orange anyway. No, it's not using the Icarus buses. It's using the MAN SL192s. Liverpool to Leeds is using the Icarus buses, which I'm going to look into automatically replacing anyway with the bendy bus. So they're going to automatically replace with bendy buses, which is going to be good stuff. And then Leeds to Edinburgh is also going to replace with the bendy bus. So that'll get done eventually as well, which is good stuff. The London loop is going to... I did say my London buses were going to stay red, but I'm going to make them orange. Then London to Brighton probably needs some new buses quite urgently. So at 25%, you will automatically replace with bendy buses, which are also going to be orange, if you don't mind. So set the vehicle to bendy bus in orange. And that should be fine. All right. I'm not going to worry about changing every... Well, I'll change the Norwich one as well. Why not? Vehicles, make them orange. And the Plymouth one as well. We'll get all of them. Might as well. So color... orange. There we go. So if I hit delete, that closes all the windows. And we speed things up. There we go. So hopefully we're going to see a lot of people moving to use the train here in Liverpool. I don't know if anyone actually got off of it there. I have absolutely no idea. But I am excited to see if people are going to use the train from Aberystwyth. They might not. It's a decent looking train anyway. A lot of people waiting here in Birmingham. Some people waiting in Liverpool. Then done in London. So many people waiting. So many people. I am also realizing I might have made a slight error on my planning here. Because what I did was on the London, Birmingham, Liverpool line, it doesn't stop in Birmingham on the way back. So I need to add Birmingham as another station. So it will stop in Birmingham so you can go Liverpool to Birmingham. So that's going to be important. That is an important line to have. And we're looking at 754k. That's ridiculous. And we're picking up almost everybody. 90 out of 145 people on that train. Jeez, is that money though? And then there's so many people waiting here. 44 people waiting to go back. Man, I love trains. Trains is cool. Trains is pretty cool. I realize barely any of those people that are on that train right now wanted off. It's almost full. That's all sorts of silly. I think we're actually going to need to get a... we're probably going to need to get another train on that line. Because that's actually full and there's still a lot of people wanting to go that way. So we are going to need to double up on the trains. How much money are we currently making from trains? The Aberystwyth line is probably going to lose a bit of cash. Plymouth, London, Norwich could be doing a bit better. Well, it's not, sorry, not could be doing better. It's doing amazing. London, Birmingham, Liverpool could be doing a bit better, but I think it's about to do a bit better. Yeah, it's picking up a lot of people. Oh, this is cool, man. This is so cool. I've never had like a train set up like this. I've never tried this before. So the fact that it's actually working is just awesome. Oh, we just unlocked the Merlin and the 40 tons truck as I was in here replacing a bunch of vehicles. Well, that's convenient. That was real lucky. Unfortunately, I've got the crude oil from Birmingham to the refinery in Plymouth already being replaced with a different truck, so it's going to take a while. But this one can be replaced with the 40 tons truck. And that's going to start carrying some fuel for me. So they can enjoy that replacement. You guys are going to be replaced with the 40 tons truck carrying crude oil eventually. Obviously not for a while, since I am going to keep it as 100% lifespan. Some of them have been replaced with it. Not all of them, though, unfortunately. Done this way, logs from Dublin. Honestly, going to sell a couple of those. I think I'll sell like 2 of them. And then replace the existing ones when they get to 100% with the 40 tons truck. I'm not that worried about replacing them immediately, I think. I don't think it really matters, and since, what is it, logs, we're going to do it in like that color. And they can track some logs, and okay, and then yes. So what else are we changing up here? Logs from Liverpool down to the mill. We'll set that to automatically replace at 100% too. So as soon as they get a little bit too old, they're going to be carrying some logs in some bigger trucks. So there we go, and automatically replace. And there are a few more of those that I should get to replacing eventually, but we'll do that when the time comes. Not too worried about it at the moment. Oh my god, so many people in here. Wow, Jesus! Oh, we need a second train on that London line. We totally need a second train on that London line. And that makes me so happy. Alright. Let's buy a train. Why not? Multiple units. I could go for the commuter train. Does it go faster though? No, it doesn't. Not in the slightest. So, I mean, I could buy another one. I could just buy a longer one, but I think having 2 of them is going to improve the frequency. So set that to London, Birmingham, Liverpool, and away it goes. Oh, that's so... I've never had a successful train setup in this game. Never. That's so cool. I mean, I imagine this train's going to stop at this signal. No, that one. So that's fine. He stops there to let the other train go ahead, and then it's pretty much going to like fill up, isn't it? Like, this is the first stop this train's made. Oh, it's only 11 people. I guess, well, 12 people. They're heading directly to Liverpool, though. Oh my god, that's so cool. There were 103 people there. It's going to be completely empty because it's heading back. And then so many people just got off and are heading to the buses there. And then you're going to drop off a couple of people. You're not really going to pick anyone up just yet, though, which is unfortunate. But I reckon we'll eventually start making money. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring my balance down even further. I'm going to bring it down to about 10 million. So I can get this loan out of the way. So down to... There we go. So 10 million brings me down to 34 million as my total for the loan. Having a look over this way. This station's pretty much empty at the moment. Which is fine by me. This guy has 67 people. Oh my god, how many people are waiting here? Jesus. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, and I'm so okay with it. Look at these people. All heading across the road to the bus station. All of my line, they're just feeding into each other. They're just feeding into each other and making that cash. How much are we looking at? So my train lines, 180k on the Aberystwyth one, which is amazing news. 6.09 million on the London, Birmingham, Liverpool line. 9.37 million on the Plymouth, London, Norwich line. It might be worth then looking into setting up that Norwich to Leeds line. Because I feel like that one's maybe going to be kind of useful to have. And then if you want to go Leeds and switch to this train line, you can take a bus, which I think is still good. I'm not really interested in expanding from London directly to Leeds. Well, actually I say that. I do still need to set up the express to Edinburgh at some point. That will be a thing that needs to be done. The thing is, there's not actually that many people that want to come from Edinburgh right now. So what I might need to do is actually look into... I might at some point need to switch my focus from London and this area down in the south of England, and Wales, of course. I might need to switch my focus eventually to working on Scotland for a little bit. And sort of just improve the population in places like Edinburgh and Glasgow, and improve the connections, because not many people are actually using my connections. Which admittedly is partly down to the fact that this thing's coverage only goes that far. Which, to be fair, is a decent chunk of Edinburgh, but it would be a good idea to just improve both cities, well, all three cities, and then see what we can do. As for over here, I mean, are you even producing anything? I don't even know if I'm interested in industry. That's the thing. I don't know if I care. I'm having so much fun just moving people. It's just really cool, like 754k for that one, which brings me up to like, what? 7.43 million. I'm making ridiculous amounts of money. And I'm so okay with it because it's not through buses. And that means people can stop complaining and saying, "Oh, you didn't use trains in you didn't really use trains in this Let's Play, did you? Didn't really use trains there? No, didn't really use trains. Are you gonna use trains in the next one? No, you're just gonna use buses, aren't you? No, I'm not using buses. I'm not using buses, I'm using trains. That's what what was that? That wasn't even Stewie Griffin's voice. That was just his thing, just stolen by me in my high-pitched voice. Hey. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, I think. I think it might be an idea to look into the Norwich to Leeds line, but do it in such a way that I basically expand this station to have 4 tracks, which I can do. It is going to demolish a lot of buildings. Unfortunately, it's expanding in such a weird way. That's annoying. That's not the way I want that to expand. What if I just give it... I don't really want to give it 3 tracks either. I want it to go to the right. Why on earth would I do that? What even is that? I guess that's the platform, isn't it? Okay, that's weird, but I'm gonna have to pause the game to do this, aren't I? So 2nd Street connection, don't really need it. All right. Let's just bulldoze all of this for a second and bring it all the way back. So back to about there. And then bring the high-speed tracks from there into the right side there. And then like this. So basically, the tracks there are fine. What way does this work? I think you need to cross over like that, don't you? So that should be able to work, right? Yeah, so that'll filter out and go that way. Obviously, you know, it's not using this second platform at all. So it's not necessary for me to, it isn't necessary for me to do that. I just like it though. That's the thing. I do like how that looks, having it go to the two platforms. So I'm going to keep it going to the two platforms regardless of whether or not it's used, just because it does look kind of cool. So now that we have that, we can set up the Norwich to Leeds line, which I think I'm going to have it as a station that you can go through, for one, and I'm going to have it with, I think, a few platforms. When the hell did I get these? When the hell did I get these new stations? Look at this! I guess it is 1992. That's a very fancy station. Let's give it 4 tracks. And I guess, I mean, one of them is just going to be, it's going to be Norwich to Leeds direct. That's it. But eventually what I might do is, I guess I might set up another one that goes like Leeds to Glasgow. And I could maybe do London, Leeds, Edinburgh. Because Leeds is kind of right in the middle there. And it's still sort of an express, like it's a very quick train because it's going to be very direct. But I think I kind of like this idea. So we're going to chuck this station just there. And we're going to have to connect it as best we can to the rest of Leeds. So if I do that to start with, Leeds Central Station is right there. Where are all of the, that's all of the zoning. It's kind of spread out. People living over in the industrial zone, that's a bit weird. But let's see what we can do. So, put a station, a stop there. And a stop there. And there. Then up by the train station itself. Then down there. And over there. And I think that should be fine. So if I start creating a new line, it's going to start on Main Road, going over to Park Road, going to... Oh, this is tricky because I kind of want it to go here. I kind of want it to go there so people can stop using the, can get from the loop. But, we'll see. We'll link it to Victoria Street. We'll have it stop in at the loop, I guess. We'll have it come out and go to Grove Road, going over to there. Then to that station, and then back to Main Road. So that is the Leeds loop. So, Lee loop. Alright. So the Leeds loop is set up. We are going to want to bring the trains from Norwich in. So what way are we going to do this? I think I'll bring the trains from Norwich on this side, since the London line might end up existing. And if the London line does exist, we're going to want it to go through here in a reasonable way. Now, I'm going to need to get rid of those for a second. The game is paused, so it's no big deal. Let's go ahead and also upgrade this station. And let's see. So bring that through like this. Try and keep the speed up. If we can keep the speed up, then this is going to be good. Bring it through that way, actually. It can go nice and straight, sort of there. Sort of like that. Oh, it's sort of going to have to go out there. It's going to have to go quite far out there, isn't it? But the good news is that it is going to be nice and straight going along here. And that's good, because it means it can go nice and fast. And what I can do, I think, is set up the London line to sort of run parallel to this one, because I think what's going to happen is the London to Edinburgh line is going to come out this side and go up, so it can actually just run really nice and parallel to this train line. So this has got some roads to cross, doesn't it? So yeah, it's going to have to come in that way. Then, what side did I take this from? This is the left side. Okay. That's fine. Curve around like this. And it needs... Oh, wow, that frame rate. It needs to go there. Which it seems to be doing relatively well. So that's fine. Then this can come out and go to there. And basically run just in the other direction. So like this. I'll also create the little overpoint there. There we go. And then this just needs to run all the way back to Leeds. And then we have the train line ready to go. Okay, that took a little bit longer than I planned for, but the Norwich to Leeds line does now exist. I will admit, I don't think it's necessarily as popular as any of my other train lines, but I think that's okay. I'm not too worried. We are obviously going to need to get a series of buses going around Leeds to get people to the trains. So we'll go ahead and get 3 buses to put onto the Leeds loop. And hopefully that's going to encourage people to get out to the train and head down to Norwich. In terms of money, I mean, there's 100 people waiting here in Liverpool to get onto a train already. There's... How many here? There's 107 waiting there. And there is 119 waiting there with... Oh my god, hold on. Pause before you pick people up. With 137 right there. So I think we're doing okay with my trains. In terms of cash, we're looking at many millions. 10.5 million, 7.6 million, minus 1.15, but that'll go away. Plus 1.3, or 1.03 there. You picked up some passengers. I could swear that those passengers have been on that train for a while. I swear you're not letting your passengers off. I'm curious to see if this guy is actually letting those passengers off or not. I can't really tell. It didn't seem like it, did it? It didn't really seem like he was letting those passengers off the train. It kind of seemed like they were still on there. So you pull in here. And... yeah, no, the passengers did get off. Okay, I was just curious. It seemed like they were sort of perpetually stuck on the train. But hopefully we're going to see some more trains, that train getting a little bit more popular. We have our loop in Norwich, our loop in Leeds. London is just getting to be so busy, which makes me so happy. It really, really does. I'm also realizing if I really need to, this little section here, like this track on the right, can be used as another platform. So I could if I wanted to. I just bit my tongue when saying could. That was good of me. Ow. I could if I wanted to use that as the connection up to Edinburgh. But I think what I much prefer doing is I much prefer the idea of using this little bit of track at the end. So that might be the way that works. And it's basically going to loop out and follow this section of track up to and then through Leeds. And I've also just noticed my money. I can pay off my entire loan. So we're going to repay everything. There isn't a way, I can't shift click to do this faster. No, that's fine. We'll just repay everything. And there we go. We borrowed up to 100 million, I think. And now we're doing completely fine, having got absolutely no loan left. So I'm very happy about that. Quite a few people getting off the train there. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Tell you what we're going to do to, oh my god. Here's what we're going to do to wrap things up for today. We're going to start working. We're not going to finish, but we're going to start working on the train that is going to take people to Scotland. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start work on it. So this needs to curve around to here and run alongside that whole section of track. Now that's interestingly not wanting to work. There we go. So it curves the whole way around there. It's going to be a bit slow because it is a pretty... It's not the best curve for a train to take. But then it straightens out and it's going to be good. So this is basically going to run the whole way up to Oh, that frame rate though, that's fine. That happens when you do this, when you do massive sections of track like I'm doing. The game doesn't really recommend that you do this. I can see why. But I want to just link it there, which is apparently causing problems. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do that in small sections, because I feel like small sections are maybe how you don't have the game drop dead on you. And there we go. We have now got this massive, massive section of track. This goes all the way up to Leeds. Any second now, I do believe, actually no, I think I'm wrong in saying that we should have a train coming towards us, because the train was going away from us. But we have that massive section of track. There are a few people waiting to go to Leeds, which is pretty cool. But as you can see, these two sections merge together quite nicely. I haven't put the signals on the second bit yet, but that's fine. That is completely fine. I feel like the honestly, the Norwich line is probably going to become redundant once I get the London line going in there, because the London line is, I imagine if someone wants to go, at the moment, if someone wants to go to Leeds, they go from London to Norwich, Norwich to Leeds. And if they, I mean, if they want to go to Norwich, I don't know, maybe it won't become completely redundant, but for the time being, it's making money, and that's kind of all I care about. So, yeah, eventually we're going to continue this straight up and through all this space up to Edinburgh. We're not going to be doing that just yet, though, because that's going to take a little while to do, and I want to allow some time for my current lines to make a bit more money, really. I mean, they're doing all right. You know, we've got 102 people there. Like, oh my god, the money's ridiculous. In such a good way. It really is ridiculous. Like, I also love seeing the trains come in like this. Like, that's really cool, seeing all the trains beside each other. I'm super excited to get the Flying Scotsman into this station as well. That's gonna be cool. And then these two trains here pulling in alongside each other, dropping people off. Almost 1 million from that one. Oh, the money's so ridiculous. It really, really is. I'm so okay with it. Okay with it though. So yeah, ladies and gents, I'm gonna leave it there for today. We are making ridiculous amounts of money. We've paid off the loan in its entirety. We are well on the way to making Britain great again. Look at this. Just the number of people. And this is only like half of it, really. Like, I mean, okay, admittedly, it's not quite half of it. We're currently extending our reach to quite a few cities, but we still have all of Ireland. We have Limerick, Dublin, and Belfast, and all of Scotland. So there's a lot more space to cover. But we're doing super, super well. I want to make this all much more efficient as well. Like, I'm not, you know, we're not going to be done in like 2 episodes time. I want to make this as efficient as I can. And then I need to get into doing industry. Like, I've barely touched on industry. I've pretty much abandoned industry. In fact, I'm willing to, honestly, I'm willing to go in and scrap my industry, except for this one. This one's making me about 1 million. But I'm still, you know, I might still, actually 2.1 million is pretty good from you as well. It's very tempting to go in and scrap my industry. Some of it might be worth scrapping, like the logs it might be worth scrapping the logs thing, to be honest. It hasn't made money really ever. So it's definitely possible that we could scrap the logs thing, but we're making enough money that I don't think it matters. I mean, let's get to the end of the year before I wrap things up, because I want to see how much money I've managed to make in 1995, despite building everything that I've built. I want to see how much money there is there, because I'm hoping it's a lot. I'm definitely hoping it's a lot. I could also change out this station for that one if I wanted to, except for that little bit of thing there. I can also do that, can't I? Sword. No, that was, what did I do? What have I done? No, I can't do that. Okay, yeah, we're not going to pretend that we can actually do that. I could upgrade the station eventually to the modern one. I don't really want to go for the modern one, though. I kind of like this old-looking thing. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, I want to see what money are we looking at. So we pause on January the 1st, 1996. And in 1995, we lost 1.26. No, that's this year. In 1995... despite 14.6 million in running costs and 1.54 million in construction costs, as well as 2.08k on bulldozing. We had an income, a profit of 19.4 million with a total income of 35.8 million. So we're doing okay. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you kind of for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.